Hello, I'm Dr. Christian Macedonia. I'm the CEO of iReprogram Corporation, where we say biology is computable. What our company does is perform direct cell reprogramming using very sophisticated mathematics, computational sciences, genomics, and cell biology. Within this brief video, we're going to explain our past, where we came from, some of the history that drove us and gave us our passion for solving some of these problems, and then looking toward the future of how we may assist humanity and how anyone who joins us, who invests in us, not only invests with the purpose of making a profit, but profits while benefiting humanity. iReprogram is a company unlike anything that exists today. Our motto is, biology is computable. And within these slides, I'll explain a little further what we mean by that. We have a vision of the world. We believe that biology is computable through understanding the basic language of life, which is mathematics. This is very different than the way mathematics is used typically in biology, where mathematics is usually used to describe biology. We believe that mathematics is integral to biology. We see mathematics in all biological systems, and because of that, we believe that we can communicate with biology, and we can use that for mankind. We can use that to advance medical science. We can use that to cure diseases. We can use it to advance the human condition. Our founder, Dr. Indika Rajapaksa, grew up in Sri Lanka. His mentor was Arthur C. Clarke, the famous science fiction writer. And Arthur C. Clarke's third law was any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. We believe that our technology borders on that, and we'll explain a little further in the rest of this presentation. Dr. Rajapaksa, when he formed the company, he gave us all a mission, and that is for all of us to see the beauty in biology and to see that through the beauty of mathematics, the beauty of engineering. And we believe that every day we are out there trying to make magic. Now, we stand on the shoulders of giants. Many of you have heard of Alan Turing, who cracked the German Enigma code during World War II and essentially saved humanity by doing so. He used mathematics to crack what people thought were uncrackable encrypted messages. Now, after the war, he dedicated the rest of his life toward trying to understand biology. And he used computers the same way he did to crack the Enigma code. He used computers to understand the mathematical patterns within biology. And he predicted that one day we would have computers with sufficient capacity to be able to crack those mysteries in biology. And we believe that we're carrying out what he predicted. We're carrying out Dr. Turing's mission. A little more recent history is something that we would like to let everybody understand has a connection to iReprogram. So those of you who watched the internet emerge in the 1990s remember all sorts of search engines, Netscape Navigator, Alta Vista. But toward the end of that decade, a new search engine emerged, and that was called Google. But the core technology behind Google wasn't a new computer. It was a mathematical algorithm called PageRank, written by none other than Larry Page. And in that algorithm, he was able to show and demonstrate that that mathematics could be used to structure a search in such a way that would more accurately return search results that the person actually wanted to see within the first page. And I won't get into all the details of the algorithm, but needless to say, this algorithm turned out to be a $1 trillion algorithm. That was the magic that they brought. In 2017, Dr. Rajapaksa published in the Proceedings of the National Academies of Sciences a formula that we believe may have perhaps, an equal impact on the history of humanity. And what this formula does is it allows us to directly reprogram adult cell lines to create any cell line that are found in humans. That's our secret sauce. And I should remind everybody that our company is not based on conjecture, it's not based on hyperbole, it's based on scores of scientific papers, and the formula that Dr. Rajapaksa developed is backed up by a US patent. We're not just talking about a company making a mathematical formula to solve some rarefied problem in a laboratory. We're talking about real-world problems that impact every single human being on the planet. So for instance, consider this. It takes $1 billion to bring one pharmaceutical to market. Now that's crazy, $1 billion. Just to imagine what $1 billion looks like, that's 9 pallets stacked 6 feet high of $20 bills. Think of that for a second. For one pharmaceutical. Much of that has to do with the early expenses of drug development, including animal testing and early stage research. Now this isn't just some theoretical discussion. These have real world impacts. There are many people, virtually everybody watching this video, everybody who listens to my voice has had somebody in their family impacted by the scourges of cancer or diabetes or heart disease or Alzheimer's or arthritis or any number of conditions, all of which could be helped with cellular therapeutics if we were to be able to bring this to market. Anybody who has interest in reducing the sheer waste of laboratory animals, we raise and sacrifice 100 to 200 million animals, mostly mammals, every year in laboratory research in the United States. Now, I'm not proposing that we could eliminate 100% of that, but even if we could cut that number in half, think of what that would be. Some people ask us, who are our initial investors? And we believe that we have the best investors on the planet as our early stage investors, the most elite scientific agencies known to mankind, the National Science Foundation, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, the National Institutes of Health, and the Air Force Office of Scientific Research, all of whom have funded our laboratories and funded our work. So what is cellular reprogramming? Well, to introduce you to that, about 30 or 40 years ago, most of the work done in cellular reprogramming was done with fetal stem cell lines. That's not what we do, but that's where it started. Now, some researchers began to work with adult cells, but it was slow going. Dr. Hal Weintraub was the first to do it with MyoD in producing muscle cells. He sadly died prematurely, and his work was carried on by Dr. Shinya Yamanaka in Japan. And Dr. Yamanaka worked for 8 years to produce 4 different types of cells from adult fibroblasts. 8 years of research to yield 4 different cell lines, mostly through trial and error. I can tell you now, with iReprogram's algorithms, with Dr. Rajapaksa's algorithm, we have taken those 8 years and compressed it to 8 seconds. We can take any cell line and calculate a life trajectory, if you will, to take you from fibroblast to any cell line that you want. Any number of the over 300 different cell lines in the human body, we can calculate within 8 seconds for any one individual. We've already done it with fibroblasts to HSCs and hepatocytes, and really the capabilities are unlimited. It all really depends on investment. Now, the process of actually harvesting those cells is very simple. It's a simple punch biopsy. It's a prick to the skin. We harvest the fibroblasts from the skin of an adult. We then culture those, and from those cultures, we can deposit any number of transcription factors dispersed over time, and that's a very important component of it. There's a time component, and we do this robotically, and then we can plate those cells. And not just any cells, we can also do it and create whole tissues. iReprogram has an incredible team. I have the great honor of being the Chief Executive Officer of the company. My career is mostly as a medical doctor and researcher, but I also performed duties for the government at the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. Within my team are people of vast experience in pharmaceutical development. For instance, Roger Newton, who was one of the co-developers of Lipitor, the most widely used anti-cholesterol medication on the market, and one of the most highly successful pharmaceuticals ever produced by mankind. We have Dr. Wisha, who started the Cancer Institute at the University of Michigan, Dr. Lindsay Muir, who is the heart and soul of the biological research that we perform, and of course Dr. Rajapaksa, who developed the mathematical tools and the computer science drive within the corporation. Just recently in our laboratory, we've been able to accomplish direct hybrid reprogramming using RNA interference and microRNAs. And by doing so, we were able to accomplish wound healing 3 times faster than any other laboratory that had ever submitted work to the government. If you came to our facilities now, what you would see is a fully functioning tissue foundry. And at the core of that is Dr. Rajapaksa's algorithms running on the language of life appliance, what we call the LOLA. But you would see robotic systems delivering transcription factors, creating tissues, Zeiss microscopes, performing the imaging and the quality assurance, and Oxford nanopore sequencers that allow us to harvest information and perform quality assurance cycles. In summary, we see our future as a company, and we see our role in advancing medical science as being extraordinarily bright. We think that anyone who wants to join us in this mission would do so profitably, but even better, they would profit while investing in the future of humanity. See, we're not just a business startup. We believe that we're part of a new era of biological discovery and medical innovation. Our systems have already proven to be useful in accelerating autologous wound healing, producing progenitor cells for making new blood products, and they've shown potential in cancer treatment, particularly hepatocellular carcinoma. Again, Arthur C. Clarke said, "Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic." We would love to have others join us in touching the magic every single day. We appreciate your time. We are honored that you have joined us for this discussion.